In the days of the spread offense, it is becoming increasingly popular to specialize on one specific running concept. However, Mike Norvell has a rich arsenal of running plays in which he chooses from. This means that on any given down, his play call can range from something like inside zone and outside zone to plays like power, counter, and pin and pull. These are words that probably sound familiar to most football fans, but what do they mean? How are people able to quickly tell the difference between these plays when watching a game? Let's start by breaking them down into two broad categories: zone runs and gap runs. The thing that differs between zone runs and gap runs is the blocking rules for the linemen. Like the name implies, in a zone blocking scheme, players are each assigned their own zone to block. This means that they are told to block anyone that lines up head up or to their play side gap. However, some players won't have someone that fits into one of those categories. Take this guy for instance. Since no one is lined up head up or to his play side gap, his job is to help out the guy behind him and then work his way up to a linebacker. This is commonly called a combo block. So how can you tell a zone run on tape? The biggest indicator is a lateral movement of the offensive line. Since they are all responsible for the gap to their play side, their first step should generally go in that direction. This lateral movement is especially prevalent in the outside zone. In the outside zone, the lineman's job is to get to the outside of their blocking responsibility. Or in other words, they have to beat their player to the sideline and then close them off. This can be effective against overly aggressive linebackers who now have to cover a larger surface area. In this play, this linebacker over-pursues and the Memphis running back takes the open cutback lane for a big gain. In order to beat their players to the sideline, many linemen are taught to either bucket step, meaning they take a step backwards in order to get more space to go to the sideline, or they take a lead step, which has them take an immediate step towards the sideline. Norvell's linemen tend to take a lead step, which gets them moving laterally quicker. The inside zone has the same responsibilities, but now the linemen are told to move downfield instead of racing to the sideline. This also changes the aiming point of the running back. On outside zones, the running back usually presses towards the tackle looking for a cutback. But on the inside zone, they will aim closer to this guard. Much like the outside zone, this usually opens up cutback lanes for the running back. Gap running schemes make up the other major category of running plays. The two most common gap running plays are power and counter. These plays are similar in build but differ in one way. In both plays, you have the guard and tight end pull to a specific gap you're running to, while the other linemen block down on their man. Hopefully this gives the running back a nice lane to run through. The pin down blocks and pulling linemen are dead giveaways that you're looking at a gap running scheme. In the power play, the tight end kicks out the end man on the line of scrimmage, and the guard pulls around as lead blocker through the hole. In counter, the roles are reversed. Here the guard kicks out the end man on the line of scrimmage, and the tight end pulls through the hole. Another interesting gap running scheme that Norvell will use is the pin and pull. For gap and power, the guard and tight end are always the ones pulling across the line of scrimmage. For pin and pull, any lineman that is not covered can pull around. Here, these guys have no one to down block, so they pull on this play. It is no secret that over the past few years, the weakest part of Florida State's team has been their offensive line. If Mike Norvell is looking to continue the success he had at Memphis, he'll have to use his extensive knowledge of running schemes to get the most out of this motley crew that will line up for the Seminoles whenever the next season rolls around.